There are moments in life when the hardest person to forgive is ourselves. Not the person who betrayed us, not the one who abandoned us, not even the one who hurt us the most. No, sometimes it's the reflection in the mirror that brings us the most shame. It's the choices we made when we didn't know better, the things we said that we can't unsay, the roads we took that led us to places we never meant to go. And even when others have long moved on, we still sit with the guilt. We replay the scene. We whisper, "I should have known better." We punish ourselves in silence. But what if today you chose to let go? What if forgiveness wasn't something you had to earn, but a gift you could receive? This isn't a list of perfect prayers. This isn't a ritual to make God love you again. This is a space, a sacred space, for you and God to have the most important conversation. The one where you say, "I'm tired of carrying this," and He says, "You don't have to." These 100 prayers are not for the proud. They're for the brokenhearted, for the person who lies awake at night wishing they could take it back, for the soul that feels unworthy of being loved again, for the heart that keeps asking, "Can God forgive someone like me?" The answer is yes, 1,000 times yes. You see, God isn't shocked by your past. He was there when you failed, when you fell, when you wept. And He's still here, not to condemn you, but to redeem you. Forgiving yourself isn't forgetting what happened. It's choosing to no longer be defined by it. It's saying, "Yes, I've made mistakes, but I am not a mistake. Yes, I've hurt people, but I am not beyond healing. Yes, I've fallen short, but I still have a future." If you're listening to this, you're ready. Ready to stop punishing yourself. Ready to believe that mercy is real. Ready to step out of the shadows and into God's grace. These next 100 prayers are written for every part of you. The part that's ashamed, the part that's tired, the part that's still hoping for another chance. Each section will guide you through one layer of your healing, from the weight of regret to the freedom of beginning again. You don't need to understand everything. You just need to show up with an open heart, with a willingness to breathe, with a whisper that says, "God, I'm here." So take a deep breath. Let the heaviness fall off your shoulders. You are not alone in this. As we begin, remember one thing. You are not too far gone. You are not disqualified. You are not beyond forgiveness. You are exactly where God can reach you. Welcome to healing. Welcome to forgiveness. Welcome home. When regret feels too heavy, regret is the quiet ache that visits us when the world goes silent. It whispers in the pauses, in the stillness, and sometimes it shouts in our sleep. Maybe it's something you said. Maybe it's something you didn't say, or the person you lost because you weren't ready to love them right, or the dream you abandoned out of fear. Whatever your story is, I want you to know this. You are not the only one who wishes they could go back. But God does not dwell in the past. He meets us right here, in the middle of our pain, with mercy that outweighs every mistake. Let's begin this journey by laying down the weight of regret, one prayer at a time.
Prayer 1. God, I wish I had done things differently, but I can't. I carry this regret like a chain around my heart. Please help me break free. Teach me to learn without punishing myself. Remind me that even my worst days can lead to redemption. Prayer 2. I can't stop replaying that moment. It haunts me. The words I said, the silence I kept, I hand it to you, God. Take this memory and reshape it into wisdom, not shame. Prayer 3. I've become afraid of myself, afraid I'll hurt someone again, afraid I'll never be better. But you say I'm still worthy. Help me believe that, even now. Prayer 4. I hurt someone I loved, and I don't know if I'll ever be able to make it right. But I come to you not to escape the consequences, but to heal what's broken in me. Please begin that healing now. Prayer 5. I miss who I used to be before I made that choice, before life changed. But you, God, are the author of new beginnings. Write a new chapter in me. Prayer 6. I feel stuck in guilt, like I'm sinking in it. But guilt is not your home for me. You offer grace. Please pull me out and help me walk again. Prayer 7. I'm afraid to let go of regret because part of me feels I deserve to suffer. But you didn't create me to live in torment. You created me for love, growth, and light. Teach me to walk in freedom. Prayer 8. I've tried to forget, but it still hurts. Maybe I don't need to forget. Maybe I need to forgive. Help me begin, even if it's just a whisper of willingness. Prayer 9. I see their faces in my mind, the people I disappointed, the promises I broke. Let me grieve, but also let me move forward without shame. Prayer 10. I want to be gentle with myself, but I don't know how. Please show me what kindness to myself looks like. Let your mercy teach me how to treat my own heart. This is the beginning of healing. You have permission to breathe again. Let's keep walking together.
God, I can't undo the past. There comes a point in every heart journey where we must face this truth. What's done is done. No matter how many times we wish it differently, the clock won't turn back, the words won't unspeak themselves, and the moment won't be erased. But here's the greater truth. God never asked you to rewrite the past. He only asks you to trust Him with your future. The past can inform you, but it doesn't have to imprison you. Let's bring our regrets into His light, not to change what happened, but to change how we carry it forward. Prayer 11. God, I can't fix what's already broken. I've tried, I've cried, and still the pieces don't fit back the way they used to. Teach me how to live with cracks, and let your love fill in the gaps. Prayer 12. I've been trying to control what I can't change, and it's exhausting me. Please show me the peace that comes not from control, but from surrender. Prayer 13. I hate what I did, but I'm starting to hate myself too, and I know that's not what you want for me. Help me separate my actions from my identity. Heal the part of me that believes I am my mistake. Prayer 14. The past keeps speaking louder than your promises. I keep hearing what I did wrong, but I want to start hearing what you've done right. Let your truth be louder than my history. Prayer 15. I've apologized, but I still feel empty. Maybe it's not just about saying I'm sorry. Maybe it's about letting go. God, I release the outcome. Do what I can't. Prayer 16. I'm afraid people will never see me differently. But you see my heart. You see the tears I've cried in silence. You see who I'm becoming. Help me stop living for their approval and start living in your grace.
Prayer 17. I've punished myself long enough, not because you asked me to, but because I thought pain would make me pure. It hasn't. Only your love can do that. Prayer 18. I want to let go, but part of me feels guilty if I do, like I'm betraying the pain. But you never called me to carry it forever. Help me lay it down. Prayer 19. I still don't know how to make peace with the past, but maybe peace doesn't mean understanding. Maybe it means trusting you anyway. I choose to trust, even when it still hurts. Prayer 20. God, if you're not ashamed of me, then maybe I don't have to be either. I've lived too long in the shadow of what I did. Let me live now in the light of what you've done for me. You are not defined by what you've done. You are defined by the one who holds you now.
Why is it so hard to forgive myself? Forgiving others is hard, but forgiving ourselves? That often feels impossible, because we know the full story. We know the intention, the motive, the weakness. We were there when the damage happened, and we were the ones holding the hammer. It's not just the act that hurts, it's what it says about who we think we are. But what if forgiveness isn't about pretending it didn't happen? What if it's about learning to love yourself even while you're still healing? Let's begin this next step, where shame starts to lose its power and grace begins to take its place. Prayer 21. God, I know what I did, and it feels like no one else could understand the weight of it. But you do. You've seen it all, and still you stay. Thank you for not turning away. Prayer 22. I can't stop judging myself. Every time I try to heal, I remember how I should have known better. Please teach me that growth matters more than guilt. Prayer 23. I think I've confused punishment with responsibility. I've believed that suffering equals maturity, but you never called me to be my own judge. Only you can redeem this. Prayer 24. Sometimes I think I deserve this pain, but you didn't die for me to stay in prison. Help me believe in freedom again. Prayer 25. I'm afraid that forgiving myself means excusing what I did, but you say forgiveness isn't the same as denial. It's choosing to move forward with wisdom. Help me walk in that wisdom, God. Prayer 26. I keep asking, how could I do that? And I don't have an answer. But you don't ask for explanations. You offer restoration. Let me receive that today. Prayer 27. I feel stuck between who I was and who I want to be. I'm trying, but the past pulls me back. Please, God, bridge the gap with your grace. Prayer 28. I feel like a fraud when I try to move on, like I haven't earned healing. But maybe I never had to. Maybe grace was always free. Prayer 29. I've believed lies about myself, that I'm unworthy, that I'm a failure, that I'll always be broken. Silence those voices, God. Let me hear your truth again. Prayer 30. God, I want to forgive myself, but I don't know where to start. Please take my hand. Lead me into the place where mercy lives. Forgiveness isn't something you earn. It's something you receive. Teach me to see myself like you do. We often see ourselves through the lens of shame. We see our flaws magnified, our past mistakes in bold, our worth shrinking. But God doesn't see us through the lens of failure. He sees us through the lens of grace. When He looks at you, He sees who you were created to be, not just who you were in your worst moment. So let this next step be a softening. Let it be a recalibration of vision, not through guilt, but through love. Prayer 31. God, show me what you see, not what I fear, not what others have labeled me, but the version of me you had in mind when you formed me. Let me see her. Let me honor her. Prayer 32. I look in the mirror and see failure, but you look at me and see someone worth dying for. Help me believe that truth. Let it replace the lies I've believed for so long. Prayer 33. I've spent years hating myself, my face, my voice, my story, but I'm ready to unlearn that hate. Let love be the new language I speak to myself. Prayer 34. I want to feel beautiful again, not just outside, but deep within, where my soul forgot it was worthy. Restore that beauty, Lord. Prayer 35. I've measured myself by impossible standards, and every time I come up short. But you never asked me to be perfect. You only asked me to be honest. Help me rest in that. Prayer 36. God, I've been so cruel to myself, calling myself names you never would, judging myself for wounds I didn't cause. Please help me replace cruelty with compassion. Prayer 37. Let me love the broken parts, the parts that still cry, the parts that still need healing. Let me cradle them like you cradle me. Prayer 38. I've believed I had to earn being loved, that I needed to deserve grace, but you give it freely. Help me receive without striving. Prayer 39. I want to stop hiding. I've worn too many masks, trying to be good enough, but you already love the real me. Let me come out of hiding and into your light. Prayer 40. Teach me to speak to myself like you do, with gentleness, with patience, with unshakable hope. Let your words become mine. The way you speak to yourself matters. Let it echo God's love, not your shame. I keep replaying the same mistakes. There's a special kind of shame that comes not from what we did once, but from what we keep doing again and again. When you promised yourself, this time will be different, but it's not. When you beg God for forgiveness, but still fall into the same pattern. It's easy to think something is wrong with you, that maybe you're broken beyond repair. But God doesn't give up on you just because you struggle. He knows your weakness and still chooses you every day. This section is for the weary souls caught in the cycle of failure. Let's break it together through grace, not guilt. Prayer 41. God, I've said never again so many times, and yet I'm here again. Not because I want to be, but because I'm still learning. Please don't give up on me. Prayer 42. I hate this version of myself, the one that falls back into bad habits. But you remind me I'm more than a mistake on repeat. Help me believe I can still grow. Prayer 43. I feel like I'm fighting the same battle every day, and I'm losing. But maybe I need to stop fighting alone. God, fight with me. Fight for me. Prayer 44. I've started doubting that change is even possible, but you say transformation is real. Make me new, not perfect, but progressing. Prayer 45. I'm afraid I'll never be free, that this part of me will always sabotage the rest. But you, God, are the chain breaker. Break what keeps pulling me back. Prayer 46. I'm ashamed to ask for help again, but I need it. And you're not tired of my voice. Thank you for listening, again and again. Prayer 47. I want to forgive myself, but I feel like I haven't
earned it because I keep messing up. But your forgiveness isn't earned, it's given. Help me receive it fully. Prayer 48. I keep sabotaging the good things in my life, maybe because I don't believe I deserve them. Heal the part of me that fears joy. Let me stop pushing love away. Prayer 49. I need a new mindset, not one rooted in shame, but in hope. Help me think different thoughts so I can live a different life. Prayer 50. I don't want to be afraid of failure anymore. I want to see failure as a teacher, not a sentence. Guide me, Lord. Let each fall become a lesson that leads me closer to you. Even if you fall again, God's grace will still meet you there.
Let me be free, even if I was wrong. There's a lie we often believe. If I was wrong, I must stay punished. As if healing must be earned. As if freedom is only for the innocent. But the heart of grace is that God frees even the guilty. Yes, you were wrong, but that doesn't mean you have to stay stuck. It doesn't mean you're disqualified from peace. This part of the journey is where the chains begin to break. Not because you're perfect, but because God's mercy is. Prayer 51. God, I was wrong, and I own that. But please don't let my past own me. Set me free, even in the truth of my failure. Prayer 52. I thought I had to suffer to make things right. But pain doesn't equal purity. You offer something deeper, redemption. Help me walk in that instead. Prayer 53. I'm scared of freedom because I don't feel like I deserve it. But you offer it anyway. Help me receive what I didn't earn. Prayer 54. I feel like I need to keep proving I've changed, but that's exhausting. Help me live from a place of grace, not performance. Prayer 55. I don't want to be defined by my lowest moment. Let me be defined by your love, your truth, and your endless second chances. Prayer 56. Sometimes I punish myself because I think you're mad at me, but you've already shown me your heart at the cross. Let me live in that love now, fully. Prayer 57. I don't trust myself, but I want to trust you more than I fear me. Lead me, even when I doubt myself. Prayer 58. I still feel like I owe something, like I need to pay for what I did. But you already paid. Let me stop picking up debts you've already cleared. Prayer 59. I want to walk in freedom without guilt chasing me. Teach me that freedom doesn't mean forgetting. It means moving forward with peace. Prayer 60. God, I give you my shame. I've carried it long enough. I lay it down now. Please trade it for joy. You are allowed to heal, even if you were wrong. Because mercy doesn't wait for perfection, it responds to surrender.
Help me believe I'm still loved. One of the most painful parts of failure is the belief that we're no longer lovable. Not just because of what we did, but because of what we think it says about who we are. We assume people would turn away if they truly knew us. We imagine God is disappointed, disgusted, distant. But the truth is, God's love doesn't flinch. It doesn't walk away. It doesn't hesitate. It doesn't demand perfection. It simply stays. This section is for every heart that's ever asked, could I still be loved, even after that? The answer is yes. Let these prayers help you believe it again. Prayer 61. God, I don't feel lovable anymore, but you say I am, even here, even now. Help me see what you see in me. Prayer 62. I feel too damaged to be loved, like I've ruined my chances, but you never stop choosing me. Let me feel the warmth of that truth. Prayer 63. I've been abandoned by people, and now I expect you to leave too. But you say, I will never forsake you. Help me trust that you mean it. Prayer 64. I'm afraid to open my heart again, even to you, but I don't want to stay shut down. Help me soften, slowly, safely, in your presence. Prayer 65. I've confused love with approval. I thought I had to earn it, but you love me because of who you are, not because of what I do. Prayer 66. I need you to reintroduce me to grace, to remind me that I am not beyond reach, that nothing I've done has canceled your affection. Prayer 67. I feel distant from you, but maybe that distance is only in my mind. Draw me close again, even if I don't feel worthy. Prayer 68. I've been waiting to feel loved before I believe I am, but maybe belief comes first. Help me believe even when feelings fail. Prayer 69. I need to hear it again, that I'm not too far gone, that you still want me, that I'm still your child. Whisper it to my soul. Prayer 70. God, if you still love me, then maybe I can love me too. Let your love become the mirror I see myself in. You are not loved less because of your past. You are loved fully, eternally, unconditionally, still. I want to start again. There comes a moment when you're just done. Done with the guilt. Done with replaying your worst moments. Done with carrying the version of you that no longer fits. And you whisper to heaven, God, can I start again? The beautiful truth is, yes, not only can you begin again, you are invited to. This section is for the soul ready to move forward, not because you have it all figured out, but because grace says you can grow. Let these prayers become your first steps into a life that isn't stuck in yesterday. Prayer 71. God, I want a new beginning, a fresh start, a heart that isn't bound by the old chapters. Please turn the page for me. Prayer 72. I'm scared to try again. What if I fail again? But you don't ask me to guarantee success. You ask me to trust you with the next step. Give me courage to move. Prayer 73. I've been stuck in survival mode, but I want to live again, to feel joy, to dream, to breathe without fear. Help me, God. Prayer 74. I want to make peace with my past, but not let it define my future. Let what hurt me become what shapes me for good. Prayer 75. I need hope again. Hope that tomorrow can be better. Hope that I can be better. Show me the light that leads me out of this dark place. Prayer 76. I've wasted time, years even, but you say nothing is wasted in your hands. Redeem my story, Lord. Let it begin again. Prayer 77. I'm ready to stop proving and start healing. Not everything has to be earned. Let grace be my foundation, not performance. Prayer 78. I don't want to be who I used to be,
but I don't fully know who I am now. Please show me. Reveal the version of me you created. Prayer 79. I want to love this new chapter. Even if it starts with slow steps and shaky faith, walk beside me, Lord. Let me feel your hand in mine. Prayer 80. God, thank you for giving me another chance. I won't waste it, not out of fear, but out of gratitude. Every sunrise is a second chance, and God has written one just for you.
Thank you for still choosing me. One of the most healing moments on this journey is when you realize God never unchose you. Not when you messed up, not when you ran away, not even when you gave up on yourself. He still called your name, still whispered to your heart, still placed purpose in your lungs. This section is for that sacred thank you, the quiet gratitude that comes when shame begins to fade and love takes its rightful place. Let these prayers be your hallelujah in the aftermath of healing. Prayer 81. God, I'm overwhelmed by your mercy. I thought you'd walk away, but you stayed, and that alone is enough to break me open with thanks. Prayer 82. I doubted you'd still want me, but you never stopped calling my name. You never took back your grace. Thank you for being constant. Prayer 83. I thought I ruined everything, but you still have a plan for me. Thank you for restoring what I thought was lost forever. Prayer 84. I gave up on myself, but you didn't. You saw something I couldn't see. Thank you for believing when I couldn't see. Prayer 85. I've been loved beyond my understanding, and I'm finally starting to feel it. Thank you, God, for a love I don't have to earn. Prayer 86. You chose me on my worst day. That truth is undoing me. It's rewriting my story. Thank you for never withdrawing your hand. Prayer 87. I see your fingerprints in my healing. Every moment of hope, every breath of peace. Thank you for not wasting my pain. Prayer 88. I don't have the words to describe this grace, but I feel it, and I receive it. And I thank you, deeply, silently, fully. Prayer 89. Thank you for calling me redeemed. When the world called me a failure, when I called myself broken, you called me yours. Prayer 90. God, thank you for still choosing me. After all I've done, after all I've doubted, after all I've lost, you still want me. And I will never take that for granted. Gratitude is the beginning of transformation. When you realize you are loved, still, now, always, you begin to live like it. I forgive myself because you do. This is the moment, the turning point, where forgiveness is no longer a hope, but a choice. You've grieved, you've confessed, you've surrendered the shame, and now you get to say the words you once thought impossible. I forgive myself. Not because you forgot what happened, not because you've fixed everything, but because God already forgave you, and it's time to agree with Him. This last chapter is your declaration of freedom. Let these final prayers seal the healing that's been growing all along. Prayer 91. God, I forgive myself because you already have, and I refuse to hold on to what you've let go of. Prayer 92. I no longer need to punish myself. Grace has done its work. Healing has begun. Let peace take the place of pain now. Prayer 93. I forgive myself for being human, for falling short, for not knowing better, for doing what I now regret. I choose compassion over condemnation. Prayer 94.
I release the guilt I've carried. I won't drag it into my future. It's not my identity anymore. Prayer 95. I accept that healing doesn't mean forgetting, but it does mean I'm free to live again, to laugh again, to love again. Prayer 96. I let go of the version of me that hurt others. She's not who I am now. She's not who you say I am. I bless her. I release her. I move forward. Prayer 97. I stop waiting to be good enough to be kind to myself. I am already loved, already forgiven, already seen. Prayer 98. I forgive myself for wasting time, because you, God, are the redeemer of time. Nothing is too far gone for you to restore. Prayer 99. I no longer let shame speak louder than your voice. Your voice says I am chosen. Your voice says I am new. Your voice says I am enough. Prayer 100. I forgive myself fully, completely, freely, because you, God, already did. And if you can love me this much, then I can learn to love me too. This is your release. This is your rebirth. This is the day you stop living as a prisoner to the past. You are free now, not because you deserve it, but because love says you are.
You are free to begin again. If you've made it here to Prayer 100, then you've done something incredibly brave. You've faced your pain. You've whispered your shame. You've reached into the darkest corners of your past and let God shine His light there. And now, you are no longer who you were when this began. You are softer, stronger, more whole. Not because the past disappeared, but because you no longer let it define you. You have forgiven yourself, not perfectly, not once and for all, but truly. Enough to breathe again, enough to stand up again, enough to believe, deep down, maybe I really can move forward. So what comes next? Live. Live like someone who is loved, because you are. Speak to yourself with kindness, because God does. Stop apologizing for existing. Stop waiting to feel worthy. You already are. There will be days when shame comes knocking again, when old memories try to convince you that you haven't changed, when voices say you'll never get it right. On those days, return to these prayers, or better yet, write your own, because now you know how. You know how to choose grace, how to speak truth over lies, how to let go and begin again. From the bottom of this sacred space, I want to tell you one last thing. You are not your past. You are not your pain. You are not your lowest moment. You are loved. You are chosen. You are free. And now you are forgiven by God, by grace, by yourself. Welcome home.